Welcome to Spoiler Alert Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest episodes in anime. You have been warned. Before we begin our discussion, let's introduce our guests. Today we have on the show RandomSama613. Hey, Random.
Hey, Sheena.
Hey. So, Random, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do in the anime community, if you do anything?
Well, I have a channel, youtube.com/IHaveAnimeOpinions. I believe the last video came out about a year ago or so. So I don't really count that anymore. I am also a member of the Anime Association podcast over at youtube.com/ I don't remember what the slash is. I believe it's Anime Association.
I think it's...
I
no,
don't.
it's not AXA. No, that's the Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter is at AXA Podcast. I believe... Yeah, I think the YouTube is Anime Association. I will go check this right now because legitimately
I was going to say, through the power of the internet.
It's going to be in the description,
It'll be in the description below. Exactly.
But,
I don't remember what we decided on.
But Random has shamed his podcast. So.
Look, my podcast is nothing but shame.
Shame. So,
shame.
Yeah. So we'll have that since he doesn't even remember something.
But yeah, I do that. Those are the things I do.
Yes. Alright, so for this episode, we will be discussing Erased episodes 11 through 12, Grimgar episodes 10 through 12, and Dimension W episodes 10 through 12. So let's go into Erased, and I'll do a little synopsis for the two episodes. So we find out Satoru was in a coma for 15 years after the whole Frozen Lake incident. He wakes up not being able to remember anything from the past. He does get reunited with his old friends, including... Kaio, yes, right, the girl,
yes,
and even Yashiro, who was the teacher that tried to kill him earlier, who was also the original killer. And then at the end of the episode, Satoru and Yashiro goes up to the roof, where Satoru actually reveals that he did regain his memory after meeting with Kaio.
Dun dun
and
dun.
Then which was like, I saw that whole thing kind of stupid. But and then also in the beginning of the episode, we did kind of get Yashiro's backstory and why he's a killer. I guess, kind of.
Did we get told how he got saved?
In episode 12, right?
I think he got pulled out of the car by the teacher.
Oh, no.
That's what I think.
I think that's what's implied. Is that's what happened.
Yeah, because when he said, "I know your future," and then he kind of.
And he's like, "Well, shit. I guess I gotta find out what my future is," and went and hauled him out of the car. But then he was in a coma for 13 years, so that didn't really help.
Yeah. And then in episode 12 was kind of like the whole resolution on the rooftop. Satoru wheels himself over the edge of the building. Yashiro tries to save him, but realizing that it was this weird "you can't live without me" kind of thing, which I didn't understand.
Jack, don't let go.
Yeah, Yashiro tries to save him. Oh yeah, and then he lets go.
Damn it, Jack! You had one job.
And he tries to commit suicide, but only to realize that it was all a setup for him to confess that he was the one that tried to kill Satoru and this other girl who's in the hospital. He gets arrested, and then everything's all happy. And then he meets Irie at the end again, which is kind of like a weird.
Well, I mean, look, it's just closing everything.
It had
off.
to happen.
Yeah.
And in this version of the world, he's a successful manga artist who now has an anime.
And to be fair, I don't feel too bad shipping them. So,
but she's like in high school at this time because this is 5 years before where the anime started, right, or something like that.
I don't remember exactly how that worked out.
It wasn't the exact starting point. I think no, not 5 years, 3 years.
If she was 16, it's legal there. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but no. Okay, in the end of the anime, it was actually 15 years after the murder of Kaio, but in the beginning it was 18 years. So she's technically like what, 15, 13, 14?
Something like that.
Which is wrong.
It's kind of hot, no.
And I'm immediately regretting coming back.
Thanks for coming here. So what did you think of like the last couple episodes?
I mean, I was really on the hype train for the first however many episodes it was. Like I really enjoyed watching Erased a lot. And I think that the way that I know that they resolved it differently than the manga. I know the manga differs. I believe it's from the middle of episode 11. I think that's where they change how it ends. Which, whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's just it's an adaptation decision, and I'm cool with it. I thought that it was a bit shoehorned, but a lot of Erased was a lot of plot contrivances and convenience, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that at all. I still enjoyed the ride, and I was fine with the ending. I figured they were just gonna wrap it all up nice and neat and just leave it. Call it good.
Yeah, I mean, the last two episodes were for me, they were anticlimactic, Like, I mean, yeah, it was like, I'm glad that they revealed the killer, like, before all of this kind of thing, but it just seemed like everything it didn't flow right, Like, there wasn't a good flow from what happened in the beginning all the way to, it just kind of seemed choppy at the end.
I mean, I jokingly, like, what was it? I think it was episode 2. I'm watching it with my girlfriend, and I kind of make a joke, like, wouldn't it be funny if the teacher
what do you think
was the
of
killer?
What do you think of, like, the teacher's motives? Like, he was
or, like,
just
3 or something
straight
like
up
that.
psychopath. There wasn't...
I mean, I'm okay with that. I'll take it. Like, I'm cool with the it's like, the motive for me killing
I'm just
you
a
is
killer,
I wanted to
that's
kill
all
you.
it is.
What now? That's right. It's because that's what I want to do, and it just feels right, man. It's like, okay, I'm cool with that. Like, keeping the motive simple, I'm all right with it. They didn't make it, like, super weird until there
wasn't really any other way to go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, since he was, like, a serial child killer.
Unless they wanted to make it, like, real creepy, like, I feel like
It's gross.
I'm becoming one with them when I kill them. It's like...
Kill all my ex-girlfriend's children.
I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very small town. I don't think that would really work.
Well, that
he did
get
get
caught.
I mean, I don't...
Ultimately, he did.
I don't think he got caught for trying to kill Satoru because of the whole statute of limitations, which was kind of like what he was bragging about. Like, oh, it doesn't matter because, it's been 15 years.
Well, the thing is that I don't pretend to know how Japanese law works, but I know here in America, like, the statute of limitations on murder
well, he didn't murder.
Is
it was attempted murder.
Like, it's... So...
What, attempted murder? What is it?
I don't know what the statute of limitations on that is. I know it was like the... there's some other stuff that, like... that they hit statute of limitations on. I don't know. I don't even pretend to know the Japanese legal system, so...
Well, yeah, and then plus, like, who would believe Satoru? He, like, lost all his memory, so it's kind of like, who would believe
Exactly,
him,
that's the other thing. It's the unreliable witness problem.
Yeah, so he did try to record it, I guess, or at least have a call with what's his name, Kenya. I don't know. That whole ending was just so cheesy, I guess. Like, and I still don't understand, like, this whole relationship between him and his teacher about, oh, you need me to live. That's why you took care of me, and while I was like, because it showed what happened, because like Yashiro was actually like there visiting him the entire time.
I think it was because the way that they explained it was because it appeared that wow, I can't remember character names. This is a common theme with me, by the way. I don't remember character names. Main character, little 29-year-old in the 5-year-old's body or whatever, seemed to know every single move the teacher was going to make, and that's why the teacher had such a connection to him.
Became obsessed.
He became obsessed with him because he's like, how the fuck does this 9-year-old know what the fuck I'm doing? I don't understand. Am I just like, is he just a genius? Or does he know the future? What the hell's going on? And that kind of drew them together and gave them that connection.
Yeah, I guess I could see it.
So that's kind of where they were going with it. I don't know that it was the strongest connection that they could have gone for, but it worked. It served its purpose.
Yeah, in the long run, the whole show for me dropped down and became like slightly above average, but that's still good though.
I mean, above average describes.
I don't regret the ride.
Above average describes the winter season, maybe mildly above average.
The first half was pretty well above average for this show, and then it just kind of like when they revealed the killer. I think everyone felt it. Like when they revealed the killer, like even an episode or two before it just like all subtlety was lost in this show.
I think the last time skip, the last time jump is when the show went downhill.
Oh, when he went back?
Yeah, when he went back the final time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really kind of where the show, where the way that it was paced changed, and it felt like it lost a lot of what was making it interesting.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
I wish that they focused a lot more on Irie. I think she had a lot more screen time in the manga. I'm pretty sure in the manga, and in episode 11 when he's getting photographed by the paparazzi, I think in the manga it was Irie who came in and took the camera away, not Yashiro. So I wish that she had more screen time because I liked her character. She was like, the I believe in you kind of thing. And she was kind of just thrown aside until the very last 2 seconds of the anime.
Exactly. They basically used her as a plot device.
It was so sad.
For when he jumped back the first time?
Yeah.
After he failed? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so they used her as a plot device to kind of just move the story forward as opposed to using her as a character, and that kind of bothered me.
And the little bit that you saw of her made her one of the most likable characters, too, which made it even worse.
Second best character to Satoru's mom. Best mom.
Pretty much.
I just I was getting the feels when it showed that she was taking care of him this entire time.
Yeah. Best mom, winter 2016, man.
I don't know. She might be the best mom. No, say overall, but she's one of the best ones out there.
I mean,
I was sitting here thinking, is there any other moms in the winter?
Yes, there were. Which is why she's not the hottest mom, winter 2016.
Which one is it?
What am I missing?
It's totally the mom from Bubuki Baranki, guys. Okay.
But didn't she die or something?
That's why I don't know.
Great. No, she doesn't die.
Oh no, she sends her kids off. That's what it was.
She's just super OP. It's great.
Yeah.
Bubuki Baranki's trash, by the way, but the mom's great.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess overall the show is okay. Little.
You want to make any statements, Random, while you're at it?
What about the show?
About how the community handled.
I don't even want to go there.
What are you trying to do? Throwing him under the bus.
I have no opinion, and I am not talking.
That's a
about
lie.
this.
Your channel is called I Have Anime Opinions.
Yes, I have opinions about anime, not about the anime YouTuber community and the pretentious twats within it.
I'm making that channel.
The pretentious twat.
Doing it now.
Anime YouTuber community opinions.
Anime drama alert.
No, don't do it.
I like it. I'm in.
You do know there's a gaming one, right? With Keemstar.
Oh God.
Drama alert.
Yeah, I want to do the anime
real talk,
one.
I watch his stuff. I'm not even ashamed of it. That's on the record, by the way.
I mean,
it's like the TMZ of YouTube.
Oh,
basically.
God, I'd rather not. Then I'd have
fantastic.
to find where some of these people live and get incriminating photos or something. I don't want to deal with that.
No, it's all through the internet because everyone just puts all their shit on the internet anyways. So he just gets everything straight out there.
I mean, I follow all of the key players on Twitter, so I get everything.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Then you're good already. Then.
Yeah, there it is. He has 1 million subscribers, so it works.
Look, the only statement I will make is that the show gets a lot more hate than it deserves.
That's what I was looking for.
That's really all I had to say. I don't think that it saved anime because this entire winter season was pretty hot garbage overall. And I don't think that it's the worst thing ever. So
yeah, I feel like the winter season could basically be described as someone took a massive dump, someone digged through it, found a few diamonds, and that was it.
Look, no, I'm going to describe the winter season is that coffee. Those coffee beans that you get out of civet shit. It's kind of like that.
Are you not? Think I know.
Yeah, go deeper into this.
Okay, so
I don't think I know this.
Okay, so there's this particular coffee bean that I believe it's civets. Don't quote me on this. In a specific, I think it's a Central American country. The coffee beans themselves aren't really worth anything until the civets eat them, and then they shit them back out, and then those coffee beans are the ones that everyone's like, oh my God, these things are amazing. And I'm like, dude.
Oh, okay, I think I know that one.
So,
I know that coffee bean.
So that's how I'm going to describe the winter season. Is there these coffee beans in this civet shit? They're coffee beans, and coffee's a good thing. I don't drink coffee. It's full disclosure. But it's still covered in shit.
I feel like my analogy was better.
Yeah, I like your analogy better. Mine was, Mine's a little too...
It was coffee. I liked it. There was coffee involved, so I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it gets more hate than it deserves. It certainly didn't save anime. It certainly wasn't the worst thing ever.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna say 11 out of 10 because why the fuck not?
I think I gave it... I don't give scores. Sorry.
Neither do I. That's why I said that.
I give it 6 coffee beans out of 10.
I give it a...
6
I give it...
shit coffee beans.
Shit coffee beans.
I give it a 29-year-old and a 9-year-old's body out of 10.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds gross. Like, I don't know why that kind of... Anyways, I'm not even gonna go into what I just... Never... Okay, anyways, let's go into the next
anime
series. Next anime. We're gonna talk about Grimgar episodes
the best one.
10 through 12. So in episode 10, we go into the mines of...
Moria?
Mines of Cyrene.
Sorry.
No, mines of...
Sorry. My bad.
Close enough.
Get a little
Not really.
confused here.
Basically to get new kills for the kobolds, the wolf-looking things. We also kind of get a little bit of Ranta's mindset of what he feels his purpose is in the group, which is kind of interesting because Ranta is kind of like this
piece of shit. Sorry.
You know,
oh God,
and
that's not out.
he's very
headstrong.
Yeah, that's the word. He's very headstrong, and we don't really get a lot of his feelings. So it's kind of nice to see that. And then at the end of episode 10, they run into, I think the kobold's name is Death Spot, which was the kobold that killed Mary's previous party.
I believe wrecked is the term I would use.
Destroyed. And so in episode 11, they escape Death Spot. They find themselves in the same area where Mary's friends were killed. And we find out what happens to the bodies if you don't cremate them. And they basically become zombies that attack you back, basically.
They become D&D zombies.
With all the skills.
They become D&D zombies, guys. All right. With the skills, which is a little different.
With skills, which that's not fun. That's not good. So basically, like, half the episode was them battling the zombies, and then Mary finally purifying them and letting their souls free or whatever he had to do. Deathspot ends up finding them again, and they try to escape, but Ranta falls back deeper into the mines, and so they have to go save them in episode 12.
More accurately, like they're in the 5th level of the mine, and Ranta almost makes it out, and then Deathspot is like,
Almost.
"Fuck that! You're staying here with me," and like knocks down all the scaffolding, and Haruhiro is like, "I'm not letting go of you, bro," and like, and Ranta's like, "It's okay, bro. I got this.
I'm a dark
I'm
knight.
a dark knight, bitch. I'm gonna throw some wood at things." And then
it worked because he ended up escaping in episode 12.
He did.
He did end up escaping. He found his way back up into the level that the other guys were.
And he also magically found his helmet for like 2 frames.
Yeah, that was,
Listen, we don't talk about that.
that never happened. We look past that.
I don't.
And I think the director Ray said the director tweeted out that they're gonna fix it.
Well, of course they are.
So.
Yeah. But that was like the most glaring mistake
great.
ever.
Like,
everyone on Twitter.
I looked at it. I'm like, wait. So full disclosure, I watched this in like 2 days, because these two were like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about 3 shows, and one of them is Grimgar," and I'm like, I didn't watch Grimgar. I guess I can catch up to it. So yeah, I watched.
It was worth it.
I watched all 12 episodes. It wasn't awful.
So they all end up escaping the kobolds, but then Deathspot always keeps finding them. And then
I'm Deathspot.
And then Haruhiro does this like cool like slow motion light move where he follows the light with his blade and he can insta kill people. He's a thief.
He
so
did that
it's
before.
This is
just like Windows screensaver level, as opposed to like,
because it's longer.
Yeah, it's just longer, and there's just a lot of it.
It's a bigger monster.
Exactly.
So you have to. And then the rest of the episode was just kind of like a plot and character resolution.
That and seeing how adorable Mary is.
Mary, best legs, girl.
Both.
Look, you made best ass. I'm not even gonna say I stuttered there. Yeah. It's true, man.
No, it's
like,
it's true.
That
it's
ass.
True.
I'm pretty
best
sure
ass,
that's
yes.
like that's where the majority of some of their budget went, was that ass. Like,
yes.
Holy shit.
And you never even got like skimpy ass either.
No,
it was like always just like pants.
It was classy ass. That's what it was.
It was like the OP, like the way, like you could see it. You're just like, all right, I'm okay with this. It's classy.
It's classy. Mm-hmm. It's fan servicey. It's good. It's perfect. I love it. Nice ass. And then Yume's legs. I mean, not Yume.
Mary.
Mary.
That's something I do want to say about the show, is that there's not really, like, other than I think they do like the one bit with like, oh my god, we're not wearing underwear. Irma Gerd. There's a vagina over there. My penis is hanging out. Like, I mean, they do that for like one episode for about 5 minutes, and they just move the fuck on.
Yeah, they saved that for a whole OVA. Basically, they did episode 2.5, where there's like trying to spy on them in the shower kind of episode.
Well, they did a little bit of that in the actual show.
Well, they actually full on did it in an OVA.
Okay, well, I mean, so, I don't.
Yeah, like it was
whatever.
like a full thing. Like that one was just like a small bit compared to the
Which
OVA.
they did it and they moved on and they didn't linger, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I think that was a good way to do it too, throwing it in like as a DVD extra instead of like putting it into the show, because it just wasn't necessary.
Exactly, and I think it would have negatively affected the tone of the show.
Now, if we're gonna get critical though about Grimgar, there is a few things. If we're gonna ignore the helmet for now, that's
Okay, like
one of the
that's an
only other
animation
bad
error.
parts.
I can let that go. I still thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Outside of that, the only thing I really have a problem with is her name is Shihiro, right?
I don't remember. Like
Shihoru.
I remember her
Shihoru.
as Moe Tits McGee. Like she doesn't.
Yeah. Well, her actual name is Shihoru. And
Sure.
Yeah.
She got
magic
no
one.
development. Moguzo got some.
Well, no. She had plenty of development, man, just before the show.
Well, character development.
Correct.
She had one episode, one small like 10-minute episode, like 10-minute of the episode with Monato. That was it.
Yeah, and then after that, all we got from her was, listen, I really did like Monato though.
Like,
Yeah,
like
that
he,
was it.
like I wouldn't have been opposed to him walking in on me in the bath. Like it would have been cool.
Yeah. I mean, but outside of that, she got nothing, and that's not nearly enough, because if you look at Yume,
You don't.
Haruhiro,
You get
Ranta,
some development
Mary,
with Yume, but not a lot.
not a lot, but you still get a decent amount compared to, like, enough that I was satisfied with her as a character, especially considering their cast was pretty decently sized. Like, even Monato, before he died,
He
got a
got
decent
ton
amount
of
of development, I
before
felt
they
like.
killed him. It was great.
Yeah, I feel like they did really well with pretty much everybody except Shihoru
No,
and
they
Moguzo.
never focused on Moguzo.
Well, no, but they did a lot of good background
Exactly,
stuff
they
with him.
gave him some.
Yeah, that's true.
He
That's true.
had characters. You knew he liked to cook. You know he did all this small little stuff. He made that little airplane and all that sort of, like, you could tell he's like a gentle giant. Like, they gave him characteristics really subtly.
That's true.
Look,
Yeah.
So it's not nearly as bad as it was with Shihoru, which all you got with her cutscenes was her like going to put on that fucking little thing that she got when she was with Monato. So that's literally all of her character development is like, listen, I wanted that dick.
Look,
Like-
okay, here's what's so telling
That
about
priest
her
dick
lack
thing.
of character development. So we'll call Haruhiro the main character for argument's sake. I mean, close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the leader now,
We'll call him the main character. I would argue.
He's the narrator.
Yeah, well, the narrator. I like that better. So we follow him, and he's a thief. So he's a member of the Thieves Guild. So he has a teacher named Barbara. Barbara, in addition to having considerably more plot than any other character in the show, actually got more development than Shihoru.
That is actually
Which
true.
is
Like, she became
horrifying.
likable, actually.
Dude, she's great.
Because you got to learn how she like thought about things in the little bit of time that she actually had on screen,
Exactly. Also,
along with like getting like fan service of her. Like, it's
she
so,
was the
kind of
fan
weird.
service of the show, and I
Yeah,
was okay.
and
with
she's but they used how they did that so well with her, and Shihoru just gets nothing. Like, it was just that's the
Like
worst
she was
part.
just big tits, and that's it.
Yeah.
Barbara.
That's the
Barbara,
worst part.
Kinda
Barbara was like,
moe-
he took Yume and
moe.
Shihoru and made her a thief, and just like shoved
Pretty
them all
much.
together. It's great.
If we're talking about character design. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, okay. Should we talk about Barbara's character design and how those clothes don't work?
Okay, I think we talked about this one time because there was another anime where he was a thief. There was a character.
Yeah.
It was Konosuba.
Dude,
there was a
Thief
thief
Girl-
in
Thief Girl
Konosuba, and they had
best
that
girl,
same. Yeah, and they have always like a skimpy outfit.
I think that's
It
just
seems
like a
like-
video
I think
game
it is
trend
too,
sort of
but-
thing that
But
came
Thief
over.
Girl in Konosuba, her outfit works. It's actually like moderately functional.
Yeah.
Like seriously, Barbara's
I
top
guess, but
doesn't
I don't-
function as a top. Like
I don't mind.
it encases her tits, and then she has like a belt across her tits. That doesn't work.
I guess I don't mind supporting characters being fan service characters.
yeah.
I hate it when they do that to main characters more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but going back to my main point though, like that is probably the only real thing that critically I had a problem with.
Yeah,
Was her development.
It's a major issue.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah. Outside of that, for all the little stuff that was wrong with that, outside of that, I can look past. So.
I mean, I kind of wish they developed the other party a little more, like a little bit, not like a ton, because they were basically just like, my name's Renji, I'm going to take all the good characters, go fuck yourself, have a nice day, and that was about it.
See, I can look past that though because I feel like that's going to become a major point later.
I'm assuming so, but like that.
If there's going to be a season 2, which I'm hoping.
Yeah, because in the source material, I think it does. I would assume because they sort of like hint at that, like by keeping us aware that they exist.
And yeah.
Yeah, and then plus like now they recognize that the other group is strong for killing Despot.
Yeah, that was the
So
thing. Is
maybe
that at the end of the series, they did do a little bit of development with the other group, and they started it with the death of Minato, and they're like, here, have some money, because respect.
I feel bad for you, man.
Feels bad, bro. And
the one guy from the group that we respected is dead. Have some money.
And Haruhiro's like, was like, go fuck yourself. Keep your money.
Pretty much. Oh, that's actually something I remember when Minato died, Moguzo actually did have like some more development where he was actually able to like erupt and get like angry at them for bickering and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he legit actually got some development, and Shiharu got none. Like just not nearly enough. Not even background development like Moguzo got.
Oh, it's definitely an issue.
And it's sad that Mary had more development. She came in like halfway through the show.
Mary got plenty. She got tons.
Like that whole arc. The one good thing I liked what they did with Mary and her trials and tribulations, I guess, was that when she did run into her old friends, that they didn't focus too much on, I can't kill my friends, I can't fight them kind of thing, right? That was one of the things that I was worried about. I called it. The whole, like, King's Curse or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the moment they mentioned that, and then, like, when they mentioned it when Minato died, they're like, hey, bro, you gotta burn his body or he's gonna come back. That's gonna really suck for you. I was like, oh, they're gonna bring that up later. And then they introduced Mary, and then they give us Mary's backstory. I'm like, oh, I know what's gonna happen here. But I definitely agree that them not dwelling on it was really nice. And the fact that they kind of explained why she didn't dwell on it, because she'd learned the spell, whatever the hell it was called. I don't remember. To put them to rest, basically.
To purify them or whatever.
So, it was dispel. So.
And it was good. The only thing that they had was when Despot came in. That's when she kind of freaked out a little bit. Because, I mean, she knows that he's a strong thing. Yeah. So when they did go to her friends, it was very, like, okay, I have this like, plan to, purify them. I'm not gonna like freak out over it or anything. So it was cool. It was good. They handled that very well.
And they made it prompt. It was like, this was 7 minutes of an episode, if that. It was just like, we got to the resting place. Oh, they're here. Oh, it's dealt with.
Well done.
I feel like they handled so much stuff like genuinely good. Like when Haruhiro told him to leave when he was basically gonna die was like almost a for sure thing, and like but then he realized like there's no point in giving up all that stuff. Like they handled so much stuff well.
I'm gonna keep living until I die. Shiroisms, man, they're everywhere.
Yeah, but like I really like how they handled that. Like it wasn't just like, oh, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna bring you with me or something stupid. Like there was actually like some thought going on the whole time, and just I felt like they did a lot of stuff right with this show.
My main issue is that he pulled a Gandalf. He totally was just like, he was just like, run everybody, and then he killed the mob for all the XP and gold. And, I'm like, you dick.
Yeah, he leveled up.
You
Freaking Gandalf got a new title.
He totally Gandalf's death spots.
I liked that though, and I liked how he killed him, and like it was like they saved like this one badass moment for the end, and I felt like that was a good move to do. Not focus too much on the action beforehand, just give us that one moment. They didn't linger on it either. Like the fight didn't seem overly long.
Oh yeah, no, it was basically decided when they both fell. It's like, this is going to be a one strike fight, and we're going to move the fuck on.
Yeah, and I like how they did it like that.
Oh, I thought it was appropriate. I don't think lingering on it would have been I don't think taking the what was that show?
Shonen
I
route.
don't remember what show it was.
Yeah.
The
It's not
dungeon route. The
okay.
way that they did the final fight in that show. I think that I'm glad they didn't go that route.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
They took
to
like
be
the entire
honest.
last episode to have main character Kun like
Oh,
fight
okay.
big ass Minotaur thingy. If I recall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, I'm glad they only did like half an episode.
if
of
that.
this, because
I think
then
it was less
like
than that.
the rest. Yeah, because the rest of it was just kind of like the resolution.
And they continue
Of the-
shipping Haruhiro and Mary, which I'm cool with.
And they used that great
I'm-
song.
So good.
The
with that. I'm
entire
okay with that.
soundtrack is fucking fantastic. I have to say.
Told you.
Like, that is one of the things that stood out to me the most was the soundtrack. It was just so
Yeah.
good.
We're both gonna have that.
That's why I bought the Mary character song.
I'm
Amazon
just gonna
Japan.
buy the OST when it comes out, I think.
I'm gonna buy the full
Yeah,
one too.
The full one?
I'll be buying the full one.
Although I do already have the New Day, which has the opening and stuff. But I'm still gonna get the full one because there's so many songs on there that you can't get on character soundtracks or anything. So
Mary's has the best one, by the way. So if you ever want,
she does have one of the best songs.
She has the best. I think
Her
it's called-
character song could be like its own anime opening. Like it has that feel to it.
Yeah, it's good. So what did you think overall, Random, of
I
Grimgar?
liked it. I thought it was, man, my voice went real high there for a second. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, compared to the rest of the winter season, it was definitely one of the standout shows. Because, you know, as we aforementioned analogies to the winter season. So, I mean,
Coffee bean.
yeah, coffee.
It was the coffee. It was the coffee.
This is one of those beans or that civet shit. So, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I think that as far like I'm kind of burnt on high fantasy for shows, for anime specifically. It doesn't. I basically skip every fantasy show at this point. They're all relatively homogenous, and I don't care anymore. And especially if they come from A1, I'm good. So it was.
But you gotta remember though, they were like alongside, like they were Adam and Eve with Studio Dean and A1 this season. Though.
I know.
Yeah,
it was
that was the
weird.
weirdest thing.
Like, what the
It was a
fuck is going
strange
on?
season.
So I really enjoyed it.
Both light novel adaptations. Too.
I'm not sure if I will buy it when it comes out or not. I haven't made that decision yet. But
I have.
I think that I know you have. You imported the first 2 episodes.
Such a dirty
God,
weeb.
filthy weebs.
I love it. Let's just grab it right now and just rub it against
So-
my face.
I went and looked this up because I was wondering what else what's the technical term? Hold on a second. I was doing so good. Just the person who did the music for the series. One of his other credits is Kuroko no Basuke.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
yeah, so he's it's really good.
I mean, that's 100%. Yeah, I love the soundtrack. Almost every single song on it's pretty good, outside of like Shihoru and Yume's character songs.
Which,
Do they have character songs for the other ones, for the
nah,
guys?
not that I
didn't-
saw you
No.
could buy.
Okay.
Like Haruhiro doesn't even have one. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, I think it's only the girls that have
Yeah,
it.
he
Sexist. I'm triggered.
I'm just gonna make a hashtag triggered joke.
The triggering.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I rather enjoyed it. Thank you for making me watch it. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I really like the aesthetic, the way that they did. Basically, they did still backgrounds that were rough drawn, which I thought I was gonna hate because for prints, I really like that. Like a bunch of the prints that I have that I've gotten from various artists are rough drawn. They still have a lot of the trace lines. But for an anime, I thought that would just give it a really weird, unfinished look. And while it did, I think that it fit the aesthetic really well. And I rather liked it.
Yeah, that was like,
I liked everything about the aesthetic.
it was really like calming in a way. Mm-hmm. And I think I was listening to another podcast, and it was Jonas Corey Gaming. He mentioned that it had that the whole like the feeling was very melancholic of how it was, and I totally agree. I was like, yeah,
I
it's
know
like,
which podcast you listen to.
yeah.
Shout out to Anime Abroad. They need some fucking subs.
Yeah,
They
he's
have
on
like
it
they have like
now.
100 subs, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're really interesting to listen to.
Yeah, I like listening to them. And it was, yeah, he mentioned it was melancholic, and it that's pretty much how the whole feeling of the show is. So it's I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think the way I just kind of describe is like there's kind of a muted like diffused filter over the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the entire animation process, and that really kind of gives it that feel. The slightly more, I guess, grounded feel. It's kind of what I go for, you know.
Yeah, and the show itself is like very.
The writing like makes it feel that way too. I feel like they complement each other so well. That...
It's much more grounded. It's not. It doesn't have the same feel of like say, Sword Art Online or Dungeon or.
It feels like real people got stuck in
It feels like an
situations.
actual fantasy setting as opposed to a romanticized fantasy setting.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
shout out to the light novel and just the source material is just pretty good in itself. And
yeah, it has to be to get coming this strong out, especially. I mean, I don't know if I should say that, but coming from A1, coming out this strong, the source material should probably have to be pretty good. But overall, does anybody want a season 2? Because I know I obviously do.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to a second season. I think this kind of tied it up nicely. I also think, actually, that as of episode 8, it was tied up very nicely. I felt that at the end of episode 8, that this show could have just stopped there. And I probably would have still been just as satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, like, would you like to know where they really are? Like, if they're really stuck in another world or a video game, or is that something that
I am curious about that, because they kind of, like, allude to we have other memories, we just don't remember them. And they kind of
I feel like they do a really good job with that, too, to slowly bring it up here and there.
Because it's not something that they really address very much.
Yeah.
Like, they addressed it for, like, the first episode or two, where they'd use words, and then they'd think about it, like, what is that? I don't know what the heck I just said, but it felt like it was right. Or they'd be trying to remember a phrase. And it was the same kind of thing.
And I think, who was it, Ranta or something yelled out Australia? That was so random.
Yeah.
I was like,
that whole
okay.
thing.
And they're like, what is that? And they're just laughing along, kind of thing.
They're like, who cares? Just keep yelling it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know anyone else who yells out Australia, so...
Yeah, I do feel like it did wrap up rather nicely. It doesn't need one, but I really want one.
I'm not opposed to it.
But it doesn't need it. They did a good job with that part.
So, thumbs up to the show.
Yeah, go watch it. It was pretty good if you like fantasy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Highly recommended.
Definitely, yeah. So, the last anime I'm going to be talking about is Dimension W, and I didn't actually write up anything for this because I have no idea what happened in the end. Like, I don't know how to explain it, I guess.
So much happened. It's like, what was the first word?
Look, man.
Yeah.
Possibility happened. That's what happened, okay?
Through the power of possibilities.
This show was made.
The show happened.
Look,
The ending happened.
when this show started off, I was super hyped. I was all aboard that train. It was like, I was like, this is fucking great. I love near future sci-fi. It's probably one of my favorite genres. And there's just not that much of it. So
Yes, that's where we differ. I'm real quick. I'm gonna say, you said you're like getting like tired of the fantasy. That's my bread and butter. While this is like
used
more
to be,
yours.
but like sci-fi is much more my thing nowadays. And well, I mean, I guess, you know, because I've read a lot of high fantasy and it was kind of done. But yeah, sci-fi is much more my bread and butter. And I really liked the setting that they presented. I think it got a little weird when they started explaining kind of how Dimension W worked. Because they're just like, this is from the power of possibility, and it makes everything work because it could be. Or maybe it isn't, but it could be. Yeah!
You really have to like have this
pseudoscience.
suspension of disbelief. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the high point of the anime was up until they revealed what's his name, MC guy's like background and his wife and stuff like that.
Kyoma.
Like that part, I like that episode when we get to see his background. But then afterwards, when they went on to the Easter Island or whatever, I think that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
Easter Island, yeah.
Like, and then trying to get into this whole nothingness thing, I'm just like, what?
So-
What is going on?
Okay, can kind of try and explain this. I think I have a general feel of what went down here. So there was a coil. Coils are how they harvest the power of Dimension W. For those of you who don't know, which if you're listening to this, I'm not sure why you haven't watched the show first. Anyway, so there's a coil because one of the primary issues that coils have is they can't capture. They can give you the energy from the power possibility, but they can't capture the power possibility. So they don't work for like a synthetic human. Humans can't really enter Dimension W per se via coils because the power possibility isn't transferable via a coil. Like actual possibility versus the power thereof. There we go. That's what I'm going for.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
It's really weird. So there is one coil that Haruka Seaman
broke all the rules.
Worst name ever. Seriously, like, come on. Anyway, I'm gonna call him Haru from now on because his ideas only swim free. So he was researching how to make a coil that could capture possibility itself and could transfer it. Because they were trying to build a transporter to transport things, including humans, and they weren't able to transfer humans because they try to, and then the human would explode because the possibilities of the human wouldn't go along with the physical body. So you just got a lot of you got mincemeat basically when you try and transport a human. Mm-hmm. So he was trying to figure out how to make that work. He got shut down by the government, and Professor Yurizaki, who invented the coils in the first place, Haruka accused him of having figured it out himself, which he did. So then Haruka takes control of Adrastia, which is a research laboratory for all of high-level Dimension W stuff with coils. He then uses the transporter there to perfect the Genesis coil. The thing is that he ends up killing a bunch of people while doing this with the aid of Loser's wife. And then Loser's wife makes it go berserk, transports them into Dimension W, like a chunk of the transporter into Dimension W. Haruka loses one arm. They kind of explain that Kyoma gets a hold of the Genesis coil to try and save Miyabi, his wife, because the operation to transfer her into a mechanical body because her physical body is fails because you can't use a normal coil to power a human soul, basically, is what they're going for here. She's like, oh, I'm going to save her. And then she's like, bro, it's cool. Don't do it. It's all right. I'm okay with this. And then he breaks the coil. And then there's a giant flesh tentacle monster that
was Loser's wife.
that was formerly Loser's wife.
Best ex-wife.
That's
so sad.
I mean, I don't have anywhere to go from that. Let's see. There's a battle. What's her face? The robot girl.
Mira,
yes. Her coil starts going berserk because she did a thing. I don't remember what she was doing, to be perfectly frank.
It just happens. Plot happened.
The power possibility gets overwhelming, and then Professor Yurizaki's like, yo, here's a better coil. It's basically a Genesis coil. Suck it. And then he just leaves. And
that was
and then Mira's a human now, except she's a robot, but she's just more human because she has a perfected coil. And that's the end of the show.
Yay! I don't know what happened.
The last few episodes, they're just let's throw everything at the chalkboard and see what happens. So I'm like, okay.
I'm like, why did we let Miyabi die then? If we're just gonna give somebody else a Genesis coil, what the?
Yeah, why did we let Miyabi die? Well, Miyabi died because she chose to die.
Yeah, but
because possibility. Let's just explain it because possibility.
Yeah, that's really the only way to explain anything in this show is because there's possibilities.
Mm-hmm. It made before the Easter Island part, everything made sense.
Oh yeah, before it was a fantastic sci-fi anime that was fully exploring a near future with an unlimited energy supply, and all the politics surrounding that, and that was fantastic.
I could even
loved
Cowboy
it.
Bebop with it, and
then it just like took a right. I was lost.
And it's like let's try to make a story out of it.
I'm like,
oh, that didn't work well.
So that.
Oh, I'm a fan of School Days. Let's try this out.
Oh my god, this was almost head in a boat level of what the fuck. not as bad, but.
Hey, I take offense to that. I love School Days.
he couldn't reach that possibility.
No, some possibilities are just a little out of reach.
Oh my god, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fun at first. You know, the episodic, like, okay, we gotta retrieve this illegal coil was cool. And then, and then they tried to do plot, and then that didn't
Well, the thing is that they were interleaving chunks of the plot throughout those episodic portions of the show. Like, they start off with, Mabuchi Kiyoma don't remember shit from before this point in his life. And then, like, he gets little smatterings as he deals with Super Robot Girl, Mira. And they kind of explain that, and then they introduce Loser, who I thought was going to be kind of a one-off character, but it turns out he's not. He's central to the plot. Yeah. And then they start introducing, like, these super coils from before coils were limited.
You know, I like the story with what's his name? From, I guess they're like Africans.
Oh yeah, Salva.
Africans. Salva. Yeah, I like that background. And then they try to tie him together with Kiyoma and Loser and everything, and it just they try to take all these different stories and try to put them into one.
It feels like they needed a whole nother like 6 episodes to actually make this any of this work.
It felt like it needed to be a 2-core series, not a 1-core. I think the 13 episodes was 12. Might have been even 12. It was 12. 12 episodes wasn't really enough for them to get all the plot all in there.
They just had to, like, here's the important parts. I know it doesn't make sense, but it's important.
It's kind of like throwback to 2003. 2003 or 4. It's kind of like if they tried to shove Witch Hunter Robin into 12 episodes. You just can't do that. Which that show went off the fucking rails at the end too, but that's fine. I still love that show. But it's kind of like if they tried to compress that into half the amount of episodes, and I think that's kind of what happened. Which is very strange because this was partially funded by Funimation, so I'll throw out a buzzword that means nothing.
Yeah.
There weren't really any budget issues, per se. So I mean, look, it's on Toonami as we speak. Like,
that's true.
It's simuldubbed on Toonami, which is 4 weeks. It's a 4-week delay. That's fine. So
that's fair. That's more than fair enough.
So like, obviously it's got some funding behind it, so they didn't need to rush it. I mean, I don't know if that's how the manga went, because I haven't read it. But
I know Ray has it. Like one volume.
I have one volume. In 2 years, I'll be able to tell you maybe.
Yeah, right? I mean, the rate the manga goes, it's like...
Well, with Yen Press anyways.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
They're the slowest of publishers.
I mean, they kick out light novels pretty quick.
That does seem to be true, but I mean, like, when it comes to manga, like, you compare Kodansha to them, oh god, there's no comparison.
Oh yeah, of course. Or
Seven Seas. There's all these existence.
Seven Seas. Seven Seas is also really good about that.
Yeah. Because the source material has already been there for a long time, if I'm not mistaken, with Dimension W. Yen Press is still going to treat it like it's just being made.
Of course.
While Kodansha will pop one out every month if that's the case until they catch up. So that's the big difference there. So like I said, 2 years I might be able to tell you.
If you're lucky.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just disappointing the way that it kind of ended. And again, I don't know if that's an anime original ending. I'm getting like a feeling it is.
I have no clue.
It felt like an anime original ending. It didn't feel.
Nope,
like
I don't know anyone
the
who's
direction
read
the manga
the
would
manga.
take.
I don't know anyone who's read the manga, so.
I believe at one point it was even licensed by Tokyo Pop.
Aww. Rest in peace.
They're back.
Oh, are they? Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
I thought that was a rumor. Is that actually
I
happening?
believe they're actually back. I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Last I had
Tokyo
heard,
Pop,
they were back.
If anybody here is from Tokyo Pop and you are listening, don't fucking do that red fucking stripe thing again. Never again.
I have the
That's all I
because on
ask.
my shelf because I have all of Fruits Basket. Yeah.
That was the ugliest thing ever. Don't do that.
Hey, man. Look. I agree.
Yeah, they're all stains on your collection. That's why all my Tokyo Pop is in a dresser drawer instead of on the shelf.
My Tokyo Pop is on layer 2 of my double layers, so...
So it's on the back.
Yeah.
You don't. It's like there's like the girl you fuck normally, and then there's the girl you fuck with a bag on her head. Tokyo Pop's the bag head.
You heard that? Bag head.
So don't do that again. You can be pretty. I believe in you. You're a strong, independent manga publisher.
You don't need no man.
Who don't need to Levy.
You go, girl. Thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, so Dimension W was a clusterfuck, but started off good. I think that's really the takeaway from this.
Yeah.
At the end, if I was to say what it was, I'd say it was average.
Yeah,
a little above average. I mean, I really, for the first however many episodes before they hit Easter Island, I thought it was a really, really solid show. I thought that it was one of the more underrated shows from the season because nobody was talking about it at all. And at the end, I'm like, this is a safe one to skip, which really pains me because, like I said, the front half is so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really hard to say to skip it because it had a good start. You're watch up till a certain episode and just don't even bother.
Plus,
but even then you still want to know.
There's just better stuff to watch.
Yeah,
plus, there's just not enough sci-fi anime out there, man. It hurts.
I mean, you could say that, I guess, but there's a lot of good old sci-fi
Oh yeah.
anime.
I mean, look, let's be honest. The best show I watched this season was from 2006. And it was sci-fi. So, let's just be blunt here.
We probably should have started off with this and then moved on to Grimgar as the last one.
Yeah, we really should have. Because
I wasn't planning. I didn't plan it.
Yeah, this we should have started with this. I mean, this was a fucking mess.
Yeah, but we were gonna also talk about some of the stuff from spring 2016,
or at least what we're looking forward to because I've watched all of 3 shows.
Yeah,
I've watched a decent amount.
I've watched a good amount too. So I mean, maybe we can do a first impression if you want to do that. Since Random's only seen 3, why don't you tell us?
I'm gonna take control of this.
No, you're not gonna let Random take control.
Well, I mean,
No.
I can talk about the 3 I've watched, and then I'll let y'all do your thing. So there's 3 that I've watched, 2 of which were okay, and 1 which was actually quite good. I'll start with the quite good, which is Space Patrol Luluco, which is hilarious. It's a 7-minute short done by Trigger, and it's pretty great. It's hilarious. It's to the point, and it's really fun. It looks like dog shit, but I think that's the point. It's kind of...
I kind of disagree with you.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. It's kind of like if Inferno Cop... Okay, in terms of animation, it's kind of like Inferno Cop and Kill la Kill had a kid. I think it intentionally looks this way.
I'm not even talking about animation. The comedy doesn't get me that well.
Okay, and again, it's 7 minutes, so you're not losing a lot.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason why I'll probably keep watching it is because it's still worth watching. I feel when it's 7 minutes. If this was a 24-minute show, I would have just dropped it.
No, it would not work as a full length. I think it gives me a couple chuckles, and then I can move on. And that's really all I was looking for out of it. This is the section of Trigger that did this is the ex-Gynax section of Trigger panty panty and stalking and Kill la Kill and that other show that I mentioned, Inferno Cop, and I think a couple other shows are associated with this by way of it's Imaishi. So I mean I have high hopes for it, and I think it'll be interesting if nothing else. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. What was the other ones you watched?
I also watched Mayoiga, also known as The Lost Village, I think that's the
Yeah, the
localization.
Crunchyroll official is...
Crazy hippopotamus bus.
Oh, Jesus
The Crunchyroll
Christ.
official is called The Lost Village,
So this show, man.
I think.
Okay, I'm going to describe it in 2 words, and I'll actually talk about it. Soy latte. That's how I'm going to describe this. So, this show is like, hey, this is the first 10 minutes of the show. Let's introduce all 30 of our fucking cast members. They're all done by, like, internet handles. Hence, Soy Latte is one of them, which is just...
Best screen name.
Which was just the best.
Guy with his wife.
Guy with his real-life waifu, which was just amazing.
That's what I'm going to introduce Shin from now on. This is my waifu.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hi, this is my name, and this is my wife.
Fu.
G-Tan, I believe was what he called her.
Yeah, it was... Their screen name was weird.
Like, it was so weird. And then they did a song about a hippopotamus, and I was really confused. It was about a sad hippopotamus, and they kept saying hippopotamus, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And then there's like really weird girl who's has kind of a cute character design. And then there's other weird girl who has a kind of a cute character design. And it's just like, what is going on? It's so weird. And then like crazy sort of suicidal bus driver.
I feel like
and like America, the girl, and it's just, oh my god.
I feel like all of them are like in a sense suicidal. Not maybe like wanting to kill themselves, but to the point where they hate life now and they just want to start over. That's kind of like their thing.
Quick aside. So the base premise of this is that all these people want to start over and get away from their current lives, and they're going to a village that like the quote unquote the government can't even find or whatever. So they're all going there on a tour bus. There you go. There's your basic premise.
Yeah, and there's like some crazy like undertone, like
there's like weird,
there's this weird
mystery tone. Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking bets. How likely is it, do you think, that the bus driver's going to get out of this alive?
No, he's going to die. He's first time to die.
No. Yeah.
He's the only normal one. Well, except for the whole suicidal part.
Not only that, but he'll know where they are.
Yep. First
death.
First to die.
And then also, I think that rapper guy's going to die too.
Oh, God.
He's so like unimportant and so random in there. It's like, why are you here? Okay. He's going to be like one of those like the weird one. I mean, they're all weird, but like the one that seems...
I feel like they're all a little psychotic.
The one that seemed out of place, like the one that's not as psychotic as everyone else, I feel like they're going to be the ones out of place. They're going to die first.
See, this could either get really interesting or just be a train wreck.
I'm expecting train wreck. Like, I'm so ready for train wreck. This is going to be great.
As long as I get my answers and not some weird like bullshit thing.
So
I just like stuff that explores like the mind, I guess, if you want to do it that way, like how people think.
What they're gonna do with it.
But the thing is, you can only do that well or horribly. So
very true. Speaking of train wrecks, the other show I watched is End Ride. Oh my god. Okay, so here.
We're just gonna let you go on with this.
Okay, here's the basic idea on End Ride. Oh my god, this show. So there's 2 worlds. All right. There's the above world and the below world. I know they're really well named. I don't think it's actually what they're called. Hold on.
Sorry, upper and lower.
So there's Endra, which is an unknown world beneath the surface of the earth. And then there's the normal world, which is above it. So one day, main character Kun so he's just living his life, being main character Kun. He really likes rocks, by the way. Like gemstones. He's real into them.
Okay, so let's start right now. This is Journey to the Center of the Earth meets Comet Lucifer.
Yes, actually, Actually, it's mostly just like Comet Lucifer without mechs so far. Which I dumped Comet Lucifer anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's like really into gemstones. So one day, like they're gonna throw a birthday party for his dad, and his dad doesn't show up from the research. So he goes to get his dad because he doesn't. I don't know, because he goes to get his dad because his dad's important to him. And like he's constantly looking at like family photos and be like, oh, I miss those days when we used to be together as a family. So he goes to his dad's office, and his dad's not there. He's in the research laboratory. So he's looking at this particular gemstone of his dad's. It's in like a glass display case on a pedestal, sealed up, and he totally just like opens it up and just like grabs the gemstone. It's like, man, this is a funky looking gemstone. And then like a portal opens up out of fucking nowhere, and he falls through it. Oh yeah, I'm not done.
Strong start.
So this is the first like 10 minutes of the show. We're not even done yet. So smash cut to the other person in this entire arrangement, which is Edgelord McEdgyEdge, whose name, let me find his name. Oh my god.
Did the internet name him then?
Okay, his name is Prince
Bodie
Emilio.
McBoatface?
Okay.
Prince what?
Emilio.
Emilio.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a dude.
I think it's supposed to be Emilio.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay,
Emilio
so smash cut to him. This is earlier. This is actually like going on at the same time. So like he's sneaking around. You see this like edgy looking dude with blue hair wearing a coat that shows his midriff with like some extra belts. And like he's sneaking along, and he pulls out this. And so like he's sneaking along, and he's like doing like sneaky assassin things. Like he puts some like he uses like a smoke bomb to make people fall asleep and shit. And then like he sneaks into some dude's quarters. You don't even know who this is. It's the king. It's the current king, by the way. And like he pulls out this like completely impractical knife. Like it's one of those like S-shaped ones, but he pulls it out of an S-shaped like sheath. Because that works.
How?
So like then he's like, I'm gonna kill the king because he killed my father or something. So he goes to kill him, and the king like catches his hand like from dead sleep. He's like, what up, bitch, I'm awake. So then we're not even done. We're not done yet. I know. That's what's so scary. So then he leaps back, and the king's like, you shouldn't be trying to kill me in my sleep. That's a bitch move. And so Edgelord McEdgy just pulls it like magically summons a spear out of his chest. Yeah. And then the king pulls out like basically two spears shoved together.
And we've had no explanation about what they're doing.
Zero. Like
okay.
You get no explanation how this works. And they just start like fighting in the king's bedroom. And then like the guards come in, and the king's like, I got this, stand back, and just like beats Edgelord, and then like shoves the spear into the wall next to his head. And then he's like, guards, take him to the dungeon. I'm done with this bitch. So then, smash cut back. So we smash cut to Prince Boy in the dungeon behind some awful CG, like, bars.
Nice.
Okay. Main character Kun tumbles through the fucking portal into the dungeon on the outside.
Wow, how convenient.
I know, right? So then, Edgelord's like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. If they catch you, it's not going to be good. And main character Kun's like, where the fuck am I? What the fuck is going on? And then some guards come in and are like, yo, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, whoa, man, I don't know what's going on either. And then just like, the guards attack him because he's in the dungeon. Obviously, he's trying to break out Edgelord. And then like, he just magically has a sword come out of his chest. Like, just like, he magically has this shit. And so he has like, and then like,
was he aware?
No, he had no idea, because that's what the gemstone that he got from his dad's office was.
Oh my god!
So then like Edgelord's like, my god, that's one of that's like an artifact of some deity that we don't know anything about and have no context for. And like main character can just wipes the floor with the guards, having no combat skill. And then like he just like breaks. He accidentally breaks the prince out, and the prince is like pulls the spear out from his heart, and it's like, follow me. And then so they break out. There's one of the best lines in the entire show. I'm actually gonna make you guys watch it.
My God.
It's the screenshot that I sent these to. It's pretty great. And then so like they're outside, and Edgelord puts away his weapon. He's like, you should put away your weapon. And MC Kun's like, how the fuck do I do that? I don't know how any of this works. And Edgelord's like, think of a thing that makes you calm. I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking. I'm not.
Oh my god.
So then you see MC Kun close his eyes, and you can tell he's totally like, you get a little flash of the family photo, and his sword dick goes back into his heart, and then And then they go into and then they do a little combat thing, and they're in a river, and that's episode 1.
Okay, I think I know what went wrong here.
Everything.
Well, besides that, this show actually needed some exposition, I think.
Oh, dear God, yes it does. I'm hoping episode 2 fixes that.
Like, everyone bitched about Heavy Object having too much exposition at the start. I'm like, I think this show needed to pull a Heavy Object.
Anything. I need something. Give me something.
Like, you're saying, like, his gemstone apparently is, like, from what you can tell anyways, like, a religious artifact?
It's like some super powerful artifact thingy of some deity, I guess. I don't know. They don't really give you context.
Yeah. So why isn't there, like, some exposition then to, like, there's this deity, blah, blah, blah.
Like, there's a little scene where, like, the dad notices that the artifact's gone, and he looks kind of concerned, and that's about it. I'm like, maybe you should be a little more concerned, because it's highly possible
your deity
that,
artifact.
And maybe tell us why you're concerned.
Oh my God.
That sounds like a fantastic show.
Look, Brain Space, you got 2 cores. You best not fuck this up anymore. Oh my God.
This is an original.
Yeah, it's an original Brain Space.
This is an original.
Well, that explains everything.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
They should just adapt stuff. Don't do this anymore.
I'm gonna watch this all the way through, because this looks like it's gonna be a glorious train wreck.
I can't handle that purple hair guy. He does, yeah, no.
Edgy McEdgelord, it's great.
Edgy.
He is just the best.
Now that we got that garbage done, I'm going to go through a list here because I have the Annie chart up. And if you haven't seen it, everything else we're going to talk about basically random you haven't seen. Tell us what you hope for if you're going to watch it, whatnot. Mm-hmm. If we have seen it, we'll talk about it a little bit more in detail. And we're just going to go from there.
Sounds good.
Okay. My Hero Academia.
Not watching it.
Okay. We'll go back real quick because there's only one other one on this list that I want to mention. Big Order, because I know you want.
I'll be watching that. It looks like it might be interesting. I don't know.
You have anything to say about that, Shana?
Big Order?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't really interested in it.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it at all, so.
Yeah.
Is that one supposed to be 1 core or 2?
I believe that's 1 core. But although it's actually not announced, it doesn't have an announcement.
It's a question mark.
It's probably 1 core, but it's a manga adaptation, so who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we go Bungo Stray Dogs. That's how you pronounce it.
Very much looking forward to that.
It's already out.
No,
I watched it.
It's good. It's good. It had like there's some comedy in there that, what did it remind me of? It reminded me of Orin High School Host Club. There was the arrows. The arrows.
Yeah, because they literally did that. Like,
yeah,
I think some of the same people worked on it.
Yeah. So they did the arrows reminded me, but it was a really strong start. I think, really solid start.
That's what I keep hearing. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Did you watch Concrete Revolution at all?
I did, and I'm going to be watching the 2nd season.
Okay.
I really hope they pull this out, because the 1st season, like, watching it was really difficult, because it's just the way they do the storytelling is fucking bonkers.
Okay, I will not be watching it then.
They jump around so much time, like they do like time jumps.
Oh,
like multiple years time jumps back and forth while they're storytelling.
Oh.
So like it's really hard to follow.
Yeah, okay, never mind then. Flying Witch.
I'm not going to be watching it.
I am.
But, I am going to be watching it because I've heard good things about the source material.
Yeah.
I can be convinced otherwise.
It's supposed to be really good. Glenn apparently, I think, was giving it a recommendation on their podcast.
Was it like it's supposed to be like a Kiki's delivery service kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
From what I hear?
like something like that, I think.
Okay.
So, I heard good things. So
I definitely see the appeal. So
yeah. Asterix Wars Season 2.
Also known as actually no, he already declared he was not watching it. So yeah, no.
I'm watching it.
I finished the 1st season. I don't know if I'm gonna even.
I shouldn't say I'm watching it. I should say I watched the 1st episode for some reason.
Look, let me just tell you why I'm not watching this. Light novel adaptation, genres, ecchi, fantasy, school. There's my problem.
The school is the part they never
Yeah.
get right.
The school, I can't do the school.
Okay, so
No.
that's why I will never watch it.
I feel like if you took out school from that, like it's almost kind of like Grimgar. It's
Well,
like,
the thing is
No,
that
it's not. No,
no,
it's
not
not.
like
anything with the
anime, but like
yeah.
genres combinations.
Oh, okay.
anything with the ecchi tag, I basically ignore.
I love it.
I mean, they can do good comedies, but yeah, school plus fantasy and sci-fi has not been done well in my opinion yet. So
Never forget.
outside of
Magical
maybe
Warfare.
Code Geass, but it didn't really even. It's
It
not
wasn't
even
really a
like
school
really big.
thing.
So
Yeah, I wasn't.
yeah. So then we have Phoenix Wright.
Yes,
Which is apparently really bad.
it's really bad. It's so bad.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
didn't like
It is okay. Let me from a perspective of a huge Phoenix Wright fan go. It caters so hard to the game fans that it totally forgot about, regular viewers, and it forgot that it was an anime.
Mhm.
That it just like everything. You've seen the first episode, right? Right.
Yeah, it was horrible on my
Every
end.
everything that you see in the first episode is like directly like correlates to everything in the game, basically. Like, because the game itself is like really silly and stuff, even though it's like it deals with murder cases, but how it plays out is kind of in a silly kind of way. And that's how the anime did it, which was kind of like a bad way to do it for an anime because
Yeah, it doesn't work that
it
way.
doesn't what's it called? It doesn't adapt well as an anime. That's why I thought it was. I mean, I personally, objectively, it's bad. But as a fangirl of Phoenix Wright, I loved it. So,
like for example,
that
when
is what I'm going with.
like you told me the whole first episode is basically a tutorial, right? Like
Yes.
looking back, it's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense then. But watching it as a show, this guy kind of not giving a shit that his girlfriend was murdered and that he was accused for, just happy that he's like getting like set free. Like
It's like the tutorial doesn't really focus much on that, but I'm kind of wondering how they're going to handle the investigation parts of the game, because you do go and talk to a lot of characters with the investigations, and you kind of dive more into the characters. So
that's why I might watch a little more.
I'm wondering how they'll handle
Okay,
that.
Sheena,
Yes,
is it better or worse than Danganronpa, the anime?
I've
so
never
far?
seen Danganronpa.
Yeah. We
Oh
never
my
seen either.
god, for Danganronpa the anime, what they literally did is they adapted the game.
Like exactly the same way.
They even took cutscenes from the game, I'm pretty sure, and just used them
It
instead
seems
of
like they're basically doing that.
Well, with
my God.
Phoenix Wright, the cutscenes in the game were done by Bones. The anime is done by A1 Pictures, so I'm kind of like wondering why Bones didn't pick it up for.
because Bones
Well,
has better things to do.
yeah, they have a lot on their
Let's
plate
be
right
honest
now.
here, guys.
That's true.
They have fucking My Hero Academia.
And
on
I
the
think-
plate right
Exactly.
now.
And Bungo and Concrete Revolution.
I think
They have like
Capcom
3 or 4 shows this season.
Capcom was selling this right because I know they have another game coming out and they're trying probably to fund it or who knows what, but they do have another Phoenix Wright game. I'm so excited.
So yeah,
The anime though, so far is garbage.
Objectively, it's
that's what I
garbage.
figured.
Yes, I agree.
High furry. I guess is how you
Fury,
say it.
you mean?
It's like I though. Like
Fury.
is that how you pronounce it? It's not. It's, I, not a Y.
it's high fury.
Fully.
Fury.
Furry.
Fury.
It's furry now. Okay.
Look, it's school slice of life. I have a minimal interest in in those genres.
Same.
I'm gonna give it one episode.
It looks like it might be cute.
Yeah, I don't know. It actually has like a bit of lore already in there, like in the description. So based on that, like I might give it a shot, but we'll see. Like there's actually like a world. It seems like.
But the problem is that it sounds like the world is Nagiasu. But Nagiasu already did that.
Oh yeah,
and did it
Bill
so well
launched.
that I don't want anything to poison that well.
I guess so, but I'm gonna give it an episode at least. 100.
No.
I watched
Light
the first
novel
episode.
adaptation.
Yeah.
Genres. Ecchi, harem,
Hey,
school.
Mecha.
That doesn't help.
Okay.
I love
Well,
mecha. But those 3 being a light novel adaptation. No. I can't.
It hasn't gone like off the rails yet, being completely shit like Ashes Wars, like, but it is garbage.
Oh, I can tell.
But here's the thing: I hate shows like this partly because like they have like these kind of cool worlds that have shit stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that is my primary issue every time. Is man, this world is great, oh my god, everything else is awful.
Yeah, it's like, why couldn't you just, like, give this world idea to somebody that knows how to write? Like, just... that's the thing that keeps me, like, in all these shows. Like, it gets me to watch it at first. It just goes like, I mean, but it could work. I know it won't, but it could.
Okay, this sounds like me in every Diomedia show ever. So I watched Campione, which was okay, not great. Light novel adaptation, I believe. I then watched Problem Children Are Coming from Another World, Aren't They? Which is definitely a light novel adaptation with a title like that. That was really good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So.
And then I watched, like, their subsequent 4 shows, all of which were trash. Or I tried to. I watched, like, 3 episodes and then realized these are really bad, and then I stopped watching them.
Which ones would those be?
I don't remember.
So forgettable.
They were that forgettable and bad. They were all, like, ecchi, school, fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, light novels.
There's definitely a market for that in Japan. So.
Oh, of course there is.
Don't understand.
It don't make them good.
Yeah, it exists because there's a market, but...
I blame Japan.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll move forward then. JoJo's, I'm not going to be watching because I don't watch JoJo's at the moment.
I haven't watched the first 3 seasons. I mean, it's more JoJo's. From what I've been told, this is one of the better arcs. So,
all I know of JoJo's is that gif of him with the little lollipop or something in his mouth.
Yep, that's I believe that's Dio. Don't hold me to that. I'm sorry, JoJo's fans, if I'm wrong.
Either way it goes, that's all I know of JoJo's. So
it's just like over the top 90s. Like,
that's what I've heard. I don't have an interest in that personally, but I've heard it's good though. So
yeah, it goes through like all like the Joe stars, right?
The Joestar family.
Yeah. Yes.
Basically.
The Joestar family. Yes.
Too much family.
I love hearing people say that. Like seriously, I'm like, you just said the Joestar family. Like, doesn't like whatever. Okay. Anyways, Joker game.
I'm hype as shit for this.
I thought it was good. Sheena hates it.
I was not. It's not like I hate it. I watched it, and it didn't catch on to me as it did to other people. Like, there was a cliffhanger at the end, but I was like, eh. You know? I was like, oh, it sucks for him, but whatever. You know, like, I don't know. It just, there wasn't, for me, an interest for it. I wasn't saying it's bad. It's just like,
from
it's got like
what
a bunch of psychological stuff.
I don't
cool.
like history related stuff.
Do you know what the source material is? It just says other.
The only history I've liked so far recently is
I do know what
Rakugo.
the source material is. I know exactly what it is. It's actually a movie. And apparently it's like World War II Japanese James Bond turned up to 12.
Basically.
Apparently it's just fucking bonkers.
See, now I'm even more excited then because they started it off more interesting than any James Bond ever, so
yeah, apparently it's bonkers as shit. So I'm looking forward to this.
I don't know. I just didn't. I'll give it like another 2 episodes, and if it feels like I have to power through it, then I don't know.
Yeah. Plus, I just like the premise.
I do too, actually. But
so
yeah, I mean, I pretty much have to give everything at least 3 episodes, unless it's just that bad. Like, it has to be really bad for me not to at least give it 3 before dropping something.
Yeah, that's kind of my rule of thumb too.
Okay, so now we have 3 things we're skipping. I'm sure you might be watching Gundam, but we're skipping that.
I will be marathoning Gundam when it's done.
Yeah, okay, we're skipping that though.
But look, it's more Gundam. Honestly, that's all you need to know. It's more Gundam.
I'm not.
And you see.
I'm not into the Gundam franchise, so I have nothing to say on it. Kiznaivar or whatever.
Which
Trigger. Might as well try it out.
I am interested.
They seem to be putting a lot into this too. So
yeah, like Crunchyroll's pushing this hard. Like they're picking this up like the next Raka, which may not be
pushed harder than Kill la Kill was.
I know. Like the amount of shit that's already on Crunchyroll for this is insane. Like I had to scroll twice to get to where the first episode will be launching.
Oh yeah, like all
there's
the
like
promo
all the
stuff.
Yeah, there's all the character stuff and the preview crap and episode 0, which is basically a summary of all that. And I'm just like, oh my god.
I haven't watched episode 0 yet either.
Don't bother. You don't need to.
I started it. I realized what it was, and I was like, okay, so I don't need this, so I'm just gonna ignore it because I don't want to know too much. So
I mean, I'm interested. Trigger's been pretty good so far, so I'll give it a shot. We'll see what
I like Trigger. They're embracing the West more than anyone else, it feels like.
Yeah, their style is very Western.
In a lot of ways, I feel like they embrace the West, so I'm interested. I'll support it and watch it. Then we have Attack on Trains.
Dude, that looks like it's high. So apparently, it's really good.
I watched the first 10 minutes.
But it's
not
an
10 minutes,
original,
but 5
though. Like, this could go any way.
It could. And it's licensed by fucking Amazon. Amazon Prime licensed this.
That's our news segment for the day, by the way.
Which is that is so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one who's weirded out by this?
No, I am. Yeah. I'm completely
like
weirded
that's
out by
super
that.
weird. And they keep splitting this keeps splitting the market, which is another problem.
Yeah.
No, because everyone should already have Prime.
They should, but they don't.
Here's the thing.
All should have Prime. I'm
Here's
just saying, like it's like a necessity at this point.
It is amazing.
In order to watch everything this season, you need to have Crunchyroll, Funimation, Amazon Prime,
and
Netflix.
Because
Am I
that's
missing one?
coming
What's
up.
on Netflix?
The PA Works original.
Kuromakuro, which is
Okay.
not licensed otherwise. And if
Oh,
they're
that's
gonna,
right.
If they're going to do it like Ajin, like they did for last season, they're not going to release it until the end of the core.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what's going to go on with that?
Yeah, so I might have to get a month of Netflix just to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I anything PA Works I want to watch. Like that's one of my things at that studio.
Yeah, I'm interested. Although from what I saw of the PV, I'm a little apprehensive.
It's like I said, for me, it's just if it's a PA Works show, I'm going to give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, it's also a mecha, so it's going to be interesting how they design their mechas.
I have seen how they design their mechas. I'm a little worried.
No, I'm not a mecha. I don't know anything about mechas,
They are all CG, and they are not very good CG.
Interesting.
we'll see. I'm one of those people that can look past bad CG with mechs just because I don't know why. Just for mechs, it works for me. But we skipped a show though to talk about that.
True.
Kumamiko.
Yes, best show.
It was actually pretty cute.
It was cute, and then it went like, oh, I
Into
feel kind of
bestiality.
uncomfortable. Yeah, and then I kind of feel uncomfortable now. I don't know if I should be saying this show's
It went
cute.
to sex in front of kids, bestiality.
I'm not planning on watching this.
It is the best thing ever.
If you got the
I'm
spare
not-
time, I'd say watch the first episode. That's really all you gotta see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more of that. I bet. So
I mean, pretty much everything Kinema Citrus has done besides Black Bullet was good.
yeah.
The story itself is just story. I don't know if it's a story, but it's kind of in a way slice of life-ish.
I think it's a 4-coma.
Is it? It's a manga. Yeah, it's adapted from a manga.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably like a four panel one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Don't hold me to that.
It doesn't seem like it only because the story seemed like all the little jokes seemed longer.
Yeah.
Like, compared to Monthly Girls and Zaki-Q and all the jokes seem a little bit shorter. Like,
Yeah, that definitely has a lot more.
Which is because it is a
a
4-panel manga.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one seemed kind of longer. So
Okay, it's probably not 4-coma adapted then, because they're pretty obvious.
Okay, just to piss Shane off, Macross triangle.
Delta.
No, you can't.
I know.
He does this every time. Every time.
Okay, look, guys.
Macross triangle.
Are either of you actually going to watch this?
No. I've
Okay,
watched
so-
a little bit of Macross though in the past, but I'm not getting into that franchise.
My first Macross was Macross Frontier, or as they're referring it to apparently now as Macross F. I don't know why they're doing that. I loved it, and I've watched a little more of the other Macross. I have a hard time watching the original because
so for you, this is exciting then, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna watch it after it finishes airing. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but this one's directly connected to your favorite then.
It's true. And it will never get licensed in the West because it's in licensing hell. Because Robotech got licensed here. But that's the story for another podcast.
Yeah, that's a story for a separate podcast that talks about stuff like that.
Entirely. Exactly. So, yeah, Macross Delta. More Macross. Always good.
Okay, has this been licensed by anybody, the Sinbad anime?
I don't think so.
No, not that I heard of.
Although, to be fair, it doesn't air for another week. So somebody
It
could
doesn't.
pick it up.
Yeah, it still could happen, but
it would be
somebody get
licensed-
on that?
It would have to be licensed by Funimation, right? Because Funimation has Magi?
No, Aniplex does.
Oh, Aniplex has it, so it would be on Crunchyroll. If anybody licenses it.
Yeah. Somebody do that. I really liked Mage. I'd liked more.
I only
I'd
get the
prefer to
manga
do
side.
stuff legally, so. Then we have Bus again. We're not going to talk about that. Catfish the anime.
Sure, why not?
I mean, again, we're in light novel adaptation ecchi in school. Although apparently, from what I've read,
It seems like it'd be hilarious though.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, you don't understand. For knowing nothing about this besides the catfish part, I'm so excited.
He's like,
It's like goes right up my alley of stuff like that. I'm like I'll just watch instantly. I'll instantly give it a chance.
mm-hmm.
And it sounds like it could actually be funny and stuff. So, because I just want the comedy part to be good. Like if you in ecchi, combine with comedy is the best way to use ecchi. So, in my opinion,
Yeah.
If it's not used for comedy purposes, it's almost not even used properly. Usually.
I agree, but the problem is that again, that's not generally my particular brand of comedy.
Come on, you like Hagenai.
Yes, but that had other aspects to it.
You're a hypocrite.
Besides just the extra bullshit. Okay.
Calling you out right now.
Go ahead, call me out on it.
What's the Funimation title for this?
Oh God, that's right. It's a really long title. Hold on.
Just so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because it's not called Netoge. It's hold on.
And you thought there is never a girl line.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, that makes sense.
That's probably the literal
and you thought
translation.
there was...
It looks like they grabbed the girl from Sword Art Online, by the way, and brought her into this show. The girl with the little dragon.
Oh, yes.
Silica poster for it. So, if you're a fan of Silica, I think it was her name, right?
Yep.
If you're a fan of her, I think she's in this. It's not A1, by the way. It's Project 9, so I don't know if they're allowed to, but it seems to be the case.
Who knows? I mean, apparently it's pretty good, but whatever.
Yeah. The one I really would like to talk about, but you have not seen yet, ReZero.
Which I keep seeing shit like it's good. Apparently,
It is good.
So
it is good. It's very light novel. It's light novel, but it's very typical light novel. But it's also like that. All you need is kill kind of thing to it. That's pretty much kind of like how it starts.
And it doesn't have ecchi or school as one of the genres, so I'm kind of interested.
Psychological and fantasy and drama. I like those.
It's
that sounds
interesting.
Like it could be
it
good,
was.
right?
It was definitely interesting, and I'm like, for an hour, it didn't feel like an hour long.
Oh, it went by
Okay,
so
that's good.
easily.
It went by. It's so easy to consume. It was really good.
It's also going to be 2 core.
Yeah.
25 eps.
And it's done by White Fox, and they're usually pretty good.
Yeah, they seem to do a lot of
It's-
2-core stuff recently too.
Mm-hmm.
They got monies.
But yeah, oh, by the way, there's a really good scene. If somebody out there just gonna skip this, just watch part B, I guess. If you watch it on Crunchyroll, they call it. Like they split up into the first hour-long episode to 2 parts for some reason. There's a really good fight scene that's like so short but so worth watching because it's beautifully animated, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, without spoiling anything, because we're not to the point of spoiling that show yet. Go watch it.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
well-
Like I was kind of surprised because when I saw it, it kind of like it didn't look like something that I would watch. You know, like I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Like Ray said to watch it, I watched it, and it.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't
it's
think
really
it would be good based on the
fast.
poster and everything, but it was a show that I knew I would give a chance, and it blew my expectations out of the water. So
I might take a stab at it. We'll see. I'm kind of heavy on shows right now, so if I end up dumping a couple shows, I may pick it up.
yeah,
We'll
this
see.
is a season full of potential in my opinion. So
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna go to Sakamoto-kun.
Yes.
Yeah, which is apparently hysterically funny.
Yes, that's why I will be watching it.
Yeah, they announced it. It's going to be on Crunchyroll.
They took forever to fucking announce that. Like I think they announced it the day before, but
Or they've been doing day before and day out for a lot of their announcements.
yeah, and that
Although,
amused the shit out of me. But
I think a lot of that has to do with the overlap in the season, because there's
yeah,
a little bit
there
of
wasn't
overlap.
that break.
Like basically, winter wrapped up and spring started the next day,
Yeah, there's usually like
So-
2 weeks of
or at
just-
least a week.
Yeah. Well, there was kind of a week, but barely. Like,
Mm-hmm.
some shows did just start right away. Most waited a week. And it was weird. But, yeah, that I am looking forward to immensely. It's supposed to be hilarious.
Mhm.
Then we have another one I'm going to give a shot just because it looks like it might be funny. Sanyu.
See, it has the seinen tag, which is very interesting.
Yeah. It's like, that does not...
But it also has the comedy school and slice of life tag.
Which
That sounds like it could be interesting.
And all the characters are all
Lollies.
like lolly girls.
Listen.
I mean, look, to be fair, the last show I watched that had a bunch of lolly girls was Gakugarashi. And
Yeah,
that was
that was
fucking great. So,
That was a good show.
Yeah, there you go.
you never know.
Yeah, maybe there might be like some kind of weird shit going on. Well, no, it doesn't have psychological in it, so we know it's not going to be like some weird
It does
shit.
seem to mostly be a comedy based on what the description says of it, so I'm looking for some good comedies, so I'll be watching it.
That's what it's reading like, is comedy. So.
Yeah. Then we're gonna skip these two because Cerberus was shit. It's just my opinion.
It's a video game adaptation. No one's surprised.
Yeah. Literally, I have no problem saying one episode, and you can probably skip that one. Shonen Maid, I have no interest in, so it might be good, but I don't want to watch a comedy shoujo slice of life with little kids in it right now. That's another thing with me. I can't get into shows really well that have little kid characters that are like main characters. It kind of like, you got to be like at least a teenager, or I can't relate to you at all. You know, I can't relate to an 8-year-old. So. Then we have another one I'm looking forward to that the first episode was good. Twin Star Exorcist.
I still have to watch that. I haven't watched the first episode, but I'm going to watch it.
Random?
I'm not watching it.
You're not gonna watch it?
I am not at all interested. I read the description. I watched the PV.
Source material is actually good.
I can't bother to care.
I'll say if that's the case, then try the manga. The manga is actually better in my opinion. The first episode crunched too much into one, but it was still good.
That's what I've been hearing, is that they tried to do too much too fast.
Yeah, I feel like after this it's gonna slow down a bit, but the first episode definitely did that.
No, we're not going to the next
we
one.
are. She's favorite super
Skip
lovers.
Skip it. No, we're not. No, skip.
Oh yeah,
Skip,
we're
Look, okay,
everyone here is gonna skip it, right?
Here's the thing. Okay, let me talk about this real quick.
Okay.
Just really briefly.
Do we have to?
This is like right in Studio Dean's wheelhouse. Actually, I'm more surprised that JC Staff didn't pick this up, because they had Junjo Romantica and Sekaiichi Hatsukoi, which looks exactly like it. Yeah. So I'm surprised they didn't pick it up. That's really all I have to say.
That looks like Boku no Pico.
Look, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Basically, nothing happens until little kid is 18 and older guy is like 27.
That's still creepy.
I don't care. Okay, Junjo Romantica was just as bad.
If you're gonna make your yaoi love, then at least make them both legal and not make it
Look,
creepy.
it's shonen ai, all right. They don't show anything. It's just heavily implied.
But it's still yaoi.
It's implied.
Yeah. It's
Shonen ai is heavily
yaoi.
implied. Yaoi, you actually see dick and ass. That's like the difference.
Fine, it's implied yaoi.
There you go. Okay, moving on, please.
Okay, yaoi ai. Tanaka-kun! I'm excited for this because they have a whole minute-long PV that has nothing but him laying his head on the desk, slightly looking up for a second, and then putting his head back down.
Apparently, this is there's a mild relation to Non Biori, which is apparently very good. So
yeah, that might be good then.
Look, I'm totally not stealing talking points from a podcast I'm editing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I am going to look into it just because of that PV. So
it looks like it might be fun.
Yeah, that PV alone earned me a watch. And after that, we have Shit for Mars. Where I'm not gonna
apparently, actually, this is when it gets good.
Is it?
Apparently.
Is it going to be adapted well is the question then.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so I have some manga,
but apparently
this is
when they start introducing not just the terraformars. Okay, I'm stealing talking points from Team Twister Melting Jelly, so go watch their, because like they actually talk about this shit. But apparently,
so they actually like some.
I think it's it's part 2 on, I don't remember whose channel has it, but they actually talk about this, and apparently there's actual like human antagonists as opposed to just the giant cockroaches.
Well, that would help any story.
Apparently, it helps a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big problem with God Eater, which, by the way, is back this season, so we can talk about that.
Jesus Christ!
It's
actually,
still
no,
airing? It's like a 13
they
episode.
just dumped episodes 11 through 13 out, and they were done.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking on it.
I'm gonna finish it because I went to episode 9.
I got to episode 5 and dumped that shit when I realized they were going to split it. Then they were going to split it. I'm just like, I'm done.
Same here.
Moving on. I'm going to cut my losses.
I already made the mistake, so. Then after that, we have some DJ show that I have no interest in.
Studio Dean.
Yeah, I mean, I wish them luck. Because last season they were literally Jesus, apparently, so. If Rakugo is as good as everyone says it was, they had the 2 best shows of the season, so.
It's good. I like it.
I wish them luck so they can make more stuff like that.
Amen.
And then Ushio and Tora, 2nd season.
Hype.
I'm hyped for this.
So hype. Already watched episode 27. So good.
I need to catch up.
Okay. Season 1 marathons really well. I think that it had some issues at the end where they were just like, here's like 4 filler episodes because why not?
Oh, that hurts even more though because I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes away.
Like I think at the end they like really winded it down.
They did
before the next season.
I don't have a problem with the filler episodes either. I think they still fit thematically.
Yeah, they work pretty well.
Yeah, they worked thematically, but they like don't add anything.
Okay.
They don't. Yeah, but did you watch the new one?
No, I'm gonna wait until it's all done and just marathon it. I think that it runs really well with that.
If you watched it week to week, the last season, and how it slowed down, then this one it just like kind of starts right back up. Like, it just goes, and then I know Miss R kind of had a little issue with it with what the I guess what the main problem was in the or not the problem, but the main plot point was, but I thought it was good. I liked it, so
I gotta catch up.
It was good.
Yeah,
I liked the first episode.
The first season I watched weekly for a while, and I fell behind. And I just was like, I'll catch up eventually. And then at the end of the season, I caught up to it because I was going to do a best of 2015. So I needed to actually, see where it went. And, yeah.
Where'd that video go?
I have the script next to me. It's probably not going to happen.
It is April right now. April
yeah, exactly. Why do you think I'm not going to release it? I have 2 pages scripted, and that's like 2 anime. So I don't... It's bad.
You gotta use your time more wisely, my friend.
I know I do, okay?
Ray forces me to do things.
Yeah.
Like,
you need a Ray in your life.
I do need a Ray in my life.
Yeah, every good YouTuber needs a Ray. I'm trying to think of something. It doesn't work very well.
Let's just... Okay, yeah, I've got nothing.
Like, he would like rag on me, like, are you done with the script? Are you done with the script? Are you done with the script?
Yeah, I had to do it for like 2 weeks. I was like, I already have all the episodes downloaded, and I'm already ready to edit it. Like, I've already made the intro, I'm already...
And so what I ended up doing was I went to a local coffee shop, and then I just worked for like an hour. And then boom! Done.
Yeah, see?
Recorded it, done.
All I do is get on her ass, and it only took an hour after that. Like, it took you a week to do an hour's worth of work.
Yeah. Get on her.
So, are we going to talk about any of the other stuff?
Short form?
Like, there's nothing that I really care about in the short form. Other than, like, Luluco, which I'm watching.
Yeah, outside of that...
watch the bread.
I did watch the bread. It's not that special, but it's 3 minutes, so I'm going to be watching it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's not really anything special, really.
Yeah. So, just...
There's going to be an Ajin movie, but whatever.
Okay, so in the movie section... the Garo movie, if you watch the anime, first off, that anime had one of the most insane emotional payoffs, like 3/4 of the way through the show. It was really, really weird. But like, because it...
So is Garo good?
I really liked it. I think it has some problems.
So I've been, on edge of trying it.
It's worth watching.
Okay.
You have to kind of let go of the fact the CG looks really out of place, but it still looks pretty good.
Like I said, I'm not a person to be too picky for CG.
I liked the plot. It lulls really hard in the middle, but the emotional payoff is worth it. And in the end, I think it ended pretty well. This movie looks hype as fuck. Oh my god, it looks insane. I am so ready for this.
And Mappa's doing it too.
Oh god.
So that's going to be interesting. Although Mappa, I mean, I don't really know anything about Garo, but
it's based on a tokusatsu, which is like It's a super like it's a Japanese drama, essentially.
Okay.
See, that's the problem I had with like
I'm not
getting into it at
explaining
first. Was
Toku
the
very well.
first season's poster, I think, did not interest me at all. It was the
It's
second season's. One of
I
them
don't-
like has like this poster that looks like they got it off like an ancient Japanese scroll. And,
okay.
like,
That's Gurren no Tsuki, and you can ignore that. That is not very good. That's the
Okay.
second season. The first season, which is Garo, the Cursed Seals of... I don't remember. It's a really terrible title. But it's really good. It's just... It's
you
just
can completely
really good.
ignore the second season then.
Yeah, the second season's not even related.
Okay, then I'll watch the first season.
Yeah, you can watch... It's 24 episodes. It's
that was
really
valuable
good.
information for me.
Yeah, the second season has literally nothing to do with it other than the name
Okay.
and the general premise. This movie takes place 4 years after the first season of Garo, and it looks hype as shit. I am so ready for this.
Okay, I'll try to catch up at some point then, but no promises there.
Oh, yeah,
'cause I still
like-
have to watch Rakugo and shit. So.
Oh, yeah, take your time, man. Like, it's not going anywhere.
By the way, I want to take back that CG thing a little bit. If it's completely done in CG like Ajin, I don't like watching it. So.
It's not complete CG. It has a really highly stylized animation style.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which
from the
I
trailers.
love. It actually looks gorgeous.
From what I saw of the trailer, it reminded me of what was it, Karas or whatever, a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good comparison to draw.
Okay. In that case, I think I'll like that part of it too.
Like the animation's gorgeous. It's really good. That was on point.
Oh,
I do want to bring out one more. I don't know if you guys are watching it. Are you guys watching the Final Fantasy?
okay. I was actually just about to mention that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I have not yet, but
Brotherhood.
I
I
haven't
watched the first one. I mean, I don't know. Like, is it supposed to go off of the game or what? Because it's. I mean,
From
obviously.
what I understand, this is a prequel to the game.
Oh, okay.
If I'm getting their marketing's really weird. The way they're doing this is really bizarre. Apparently, this is prior to the game, if I recall.
okay.
Yeah.
So.
And it's only going to be 5 episodes.
In 12 minutes, yeah.
long.
I'll probably watch
Yeah.
it at some point. I just have so much I'm watching this season that I don't know when I'm going to do that one. Like, I'm trying to watch damn near everything, so...
So
Yeah.
the only other two I want to talk about really briefly. We're getting another Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I'm probably gonna watch this because this looks. I watched the trailer. It looks really good.
I'm just saying the fact that it's regular Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's all of them.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
That actually intrigues me.
from what I can tell, it looks really interesting. So, but yeah, it's just it's gonna be another battle between Kaiba and Yami Yugi, and it's gonna. This looks fucking dope.
Okay,
Classic.
I might just watch that movie
So
just for that.
it looks dumb in only a way Yu-Gi-Oh can be.
But Yu-Gi-Oh! was
So-
amazing.
motorcycles?
In a way.
No, it's not card games on motorcycles dumb, but it still looks like it's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of special brand of dumb, and I'm all on board.
Listen, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid, so...
And the last one I want to talk about, just really quick. First off, before I get too into this, I backed this on Kickstarter, so
You did?
I did, and that's Under the
Yeah.
Dog.
Is your name going to be on
I
there?
believe it will be, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this looks super awesome.
I haven't actually looked at the trailer. Is there a
There
trailer?
is.
Okay, I
The
haven't actually
trailer's
looked into it.
pretty good. It's pretty high.
Oh, here it is.
It
I'll
builds
watch
hype
it
pretty
after.
well.
I'll watch it after.
So it's a near future sci-fi with a kind
Oh
of
dear
interesting
God, this
premise.
screams random.
Yeah, right. I know. Like you look at it, you're like, God damn, this is all random. So
That's why he backed.
Not in random as a word. Random's in random right here.
it's being written by the guy who wrote 999, which is or Zero Escape, the Zero Escape series.
Okay.
It's being directed by Masahiro Ando, who's done a whole bunch of shit. Most notably, where is it? Well, he directed Shiroyuki. Fun fact.
Okay, that's good.
Where's? I'm trying to remember what. There's like a big thing he directed. He's worked on a bunch of stuff. He directed Hanasaku Iroha, which I haven't watched yet.
Going through his whole career to find out the highlight.
And he directed Kanan. So he's directed a few good. He's directed a bunch of stuff, and he's done some he's done like a ton of just storyboard and key animation and stuff for other shows.
Okay.
And then it's being written by Jiro Ishii, who wrote the 999, series, the Zero Escape series of, I guess they're visual novels, which are apparently very, very good.
Okay.
I'm hype as shit for this. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I gave them like $30, so this better be good.
So $30 is enough to put your name on the
For one episode, by the way. This is essentially a proof of concept to see if they can get funding for more.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
That's interesting.
How much was their Kickstarter goal?
Let me pull up Kickstarter and I can tell you.
Just curious how much they wanted for one episode.
Oh, so it was a per episode thing?
Yeah, they did. What they basically did was they did, like, hey, okay, here's our base goal. This will get you one episode, essentially. Beyond that, like at a stretch goal, we'll get to another point, and you'll get another episode. Let's see, under the dog. Okay, I backed to $35, which is just for that's literally just like a digital download copy and then some other stuff. Let's see here. Their goal was... What was the base goal? Okay, minimum goal was $580,000.
Jesus Christ.
That's one episode. Okay, that's one episode.
Isn't that like way more than the regular budget for one episode?
Well, the thing is, okay, the reason it's so high is because they have to pay a studio to animate it. So they're paying a studio to animate this. And funding other stuff. Like they don't I think they do actually break down where all the money's going.
I just feel like at that price it better look like One Punch Man level.
I mean,
like
it's a lot. But the thing,
it looks pretty. I'm actually watching.
Oh yeah, it looks really good from what they've shown.
And the buildings and this world. It's
okay. This is paying for full voiceover. This is paying for the actual like a full 24-minute episode, subs, the full soundtrack. It's like it's paying for a lot of stuff.
The only thing I'm worried about with something like that is will the quality stay the same if they do get a green light for more?
I don't know. Okay, so they do actually break it down. So 40% of that money is animation. 30% of the money is backer rewards.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. So like,
wow, that's a lot.
The thing is that like that's a legitimate thing. Like they had to actually like pay for the backer stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. But 30% just seems like whoa.
Well, they're basically just like, this is the relative breakdown. This may differ slightly. Mm-hmm. So only 40% of the money is actually for the show itself. 15% of it's pre-production.
We're still talking 250,000 plus, but.
5% for just generalized operation fees, and then 10% in total is between Kickstarter and Amazon credit card fees. Mm-hmm. So when you break it down that way, you're only looking at about it's like you're looking at about 60% of it goes towards the actual show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just don't want to see a quality drop if it ends up being good and getting greenlit for more. That's all.
Yeah, I'm with you. So it's
like
$350,000 of it is the actual show.
Mm-hmm. And what's the average? I know it's not nearly there though.
I don't know the average off the top of my head.
I know it was in six figures, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but it was like
it's a lot per episode.
I don't think it even like the average show. I don't think went even over 2 even. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it like something like over 150, but not over 2?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about, considering that apparently they don't pay animators enough. But
that's something.
That's a whole. You could have a whole discussion on that. So
exactly,
you can have an old anime about it. Wow, what do you know?
The other really weird thing about this show is that the production's a mixture of Eastern and Western.
How so?
The sound, the score is actually being written by a Western artist.
Is it?
I mean, that could work better for sci-fi. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, who was the one?
I do feel like Western does tend to do that better for soundtracks for sci-fi stuff.
Is it Hans Zimmer? Get some like big movie like composer.
If anything, what we need is one of those like.
Like what was that joke? Like how have you seen Gravity? It just sounds like somebody fell asleep on the organ.
Yeah.
Because that's how it sounded like basically.
So yeah, Under the Dog.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for this. I paid money for it, so I will probably be even more critical of it, and I hope it's really good.
Maybe this will actually get you to make a video.
I know.
Oh.
There will be video content. Eventually.
He says that now.
Look, okay.
Just don't hold your breath.
Yeah,
just
don't
saying.
expect content. Like I'm going the Holden approach. All right, except I'm not as good at what I do.
Well, I was gonna say you don't have the excuse though of like
No,
2 minutes of straight typography that wasn't really necessary, but okay.
I really don't. Like I have a lot of things I do in my day, and working full time takes a lot out of me. And then like I have plenty of excuses on why I haven't put anything out.
You need more Ray in your life. I'll get your ass on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So spring is going to be a really strong season, or it could be really strong, it could be weak. But it has a lot of potential.
Ton of potential.
What it comes
lot
down
of potential.
to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is pretty much all we have to talk about, even though we're like at almost 2 hours. Holy
exactly.
shit.
I was just thinking, like.
I was like, wait, we only have like 3 anime to talk about.
We did. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker.
I know, I thought that too, but you know what? It is what it is. It's a podcast. 2 hours is a good amount. So Random, why don't you go ahead and plug yourself?
Oh, I will. Hi, my name is RandomSama613 of Anime Opinions. You can find my YouTube channel at youtube.com/IHaveAnimeOpinions. There's a bunch of content that's at least a year old there, but I still stand by all of my reviews. I also do more current content at youtube.com/AnimeAssociation, I believe. And that's the other podcast that I do with Lou Talks Anime, Dakota Broski, Under the Scope Reviews, Baron J.
Half of their cast we've had on here before. If you liked them, we'll like that.
Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody else. Oh, Allie the Brave. Oh my god, I forgot Allie. Allie the Brave. And there's actually, believe it or not, Otaku Versus is actually part of our podcast, even though we have not yet been able to record with him. He is just that busy. He's a
confirmed member, though.
Yeah.
He's a confirmed member.
He is a confirmed member. So, it's a lot of fun. And I recommend you listen to that podcast, because usually we keep it about an hour. Unlike this clusterfuck we just did.
Do you want to say anything dirty to our audience? Because no one makes it this far. If you do, comment down below.
I don't really have anything dirty to say, because...
what do you want them to comment down below?
I mean, like, comment, and subscribe, because these guys are awesome. They actually have...
Comment, pantsu.
Sure. No, comment, Fuyu Kai Des.
No.
And give no context to that. Don't tell anybody. So that way it's an inside joke.
Yeah, so that is it for us. Thanks you guys for listening, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.